is divergent critical thinking, which is often, it's a lot like brainstorming. So you're trying to come up with as many possible ideas as you can. It's sort of the very opposite of convergent thinking. And that's really, really important because as we try and solve problems as we get older, we know there's not always one right answer. And sometimes we have to be able to think through all those different possibilities.
We're going to be moving on to divergent thinking. So here we have a new guidepost for the way to divergent thinking. We're leaving convergent thinking and going to divergent thinking. Does this mean we're not using this anymore? Why not? Tell me, why not? Are we done with convergent thinking?
Do they all go together in the same?
So if you have a detective and you have a scientist, do they only use this type of thinking and no other thinking at all? No, all of these types of thinking are related to each other. You're going to use them with each other. So even though we're moving on and focusing more on divergent thinking, we're still going to be using convergent thinking to help us come up with our responses. Yes, Brantley? Okay, we'll get it from you in just a minute. So the way to divergent thinking is what we're looking at. So divergent thinking uses inventive and creative thinking. Raise your hand if that sounds like you. Creative. Yes. You elaborate and you expand ideas. You list many responses. You add details and you use advanced vocabulary. All of those are characteristics of divergent thinkers. So we have Yolanda the yarn spinner, and she's a what? Spider who does what? She tells stories. Yes, she's creative. And then we have Isabel the inventor. What does an inventor do? So they come up with new ideas and new creations.
A what? Heels. So this was one of the things, and now all of that stuff you just said, all of the ideas that just came out, that's fluency. Because those are things that you thought of when you saw that. Somebody yesterday, you know what somebody said? A heart. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Remember, wild and zany ideas are welcome.
That skinny thing, and then you can jump on it.
Alright? And continued Isabel, you also want to push your brain to change course and see things in all kinds of different ways. Don't limit yourself. Okay? Which is called flexibility. Flexibility of thought. Yolanda pointed out as she wrote that down too. Alright? So now you're going to go down by side number 2, or you can go underneath, wherever you want to do it. Changing categories is great. And put flexibility.
How many what? How many responses we wrote that were different? This is different than that, so we can count both of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Flexibility means how many categories are there. So raise your hand if you see a category. I'm going to say this one is Fortnite category. What's another category? Types of food is a category, yes. What's another category we have? Actual types of fish. Very good. That's another category. What's another category? Fish what?
Fishing.
Things related to the sport of fishing, right? Yeah. Things related to the sport of fishing. What else is a category? Things from our book club.